And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Tuesday, June 14th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
In the good old summertime, in the good old summertime. Hello, everybody, and welcome. It's not officially summertime, but you couldn't tell it by the thermometer, that's for sure. We are on the air for Wilson County, Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. And a reminder, first of all, blood drive today, June 14th, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital hosts the Red Cross Blood Mobile on the second Tuesday of each and every month. So that will be today. Now, last Thursday, they conducted a STEMI, I guess, a STEMI drill. A STEMI drill has two purposes: a timed drill to test the preparation and care the emergency department and cath lab will provide for a patient having an active heart attack, and a timed drill to test overall door-to-balloon time with rapid transport to Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville via Vanderbilt Life Flight. So, Wilson County Mayor Randall Hutto presented in a mock situation here to the Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital Emergency Department complaining of chest pains, beginning a timed and live test of the hospital's ability to treat patients having a heart attack, including having intervention within 90 minutes from arrival at the hospital. These types of drills are very important for staff to be aware of any potential barriers so that they can treat the patient as quickly and efficiently as possible, said Stephen Katz, MD, Medical Director, Emergency Services at Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. We look for anything that can be streamlined when it comes to heart attack patients. Getting the vessel open and blood flowing is our focus. And County Mayor Randall Hutto says this was an awesome experience. I really felt cared for and comforted through it all. It was an eye-opener to what a jewel we have in Wilson County. Thank you for allowing me to participate. Vanderbilt Life Flight has an extensive network of air and ground ambulances to transport patients with critical time-sensitive needs. In Lebanon, a Vanderbilt Life Flight ambulance is based next to the hospital, and a helicopter is just minutes away in Gallatin. Life Flight Ground EMS operates these emergency interfacility transports to help take the burden off local EMS and let them focus on 911 calls. If weather does not permit for a helicopter to fly, the ground ambulance is available. Well, that's our word this morning from Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. Again, reminding you the blood drive today from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., and they host the Red Cross Blood Mobile on the second Tuesday of each month. Well, Justin Beasley is here and ready to talk about Mount Juliet this morning and maybe other things. Good morning.
You never know where we're going to go, Coleman.
Well, you're right about that. But good morning to you, first of all.
Good morning.
And how's that baby?
The baby's good. Mama is healthy. Baby's healthy. He was born May 14th at 1:10 a.m., 8 pounds, 5 ounces, and 21 inches long. So we're definitely blessed. It's been a lot of work the last month raising a child, as I've come to find out.
And the last time that you would have been here, we were graced with the presence of not only Jamie Luffman, but City Manager Kenny Martin after about a year and a half or longer.
I kind of teased it the last time I was here. I said, we're going to work to get Kenny Martin here. He kind of felt like he needed to come and pay his respects and show up a couple of times in person. And I think Jamie texted me that night and said, yeah, Kenny's coming. And I said, I don't believe it. And I still don't have a photo to prove it, but I'll take your word for it, Coleman. How did they do? I'm sure far better than myself.
Here. Listen, when Kenny comes, you find out a lot of things. I think there are things that maybe he only knows and sometimes only reveals when he gets here.
Right. I mean, I'm not ever holding out on you. I just want you to know that. There's things that he's abreast to that I'm not, and that's the way it should be if you're a city manager.
How much, I guess you call it maternity leave, how much time did you have off?
So really, I have to be there a year to take technically maternity leave, so I took comp time, sick time, and a birthday and a little bit of vacation time.
Okay.
And it added up to a month. So I think that's a sweet spot, especially for me. The mayor joked the other day, I was at the commission meeting last night, because yesterday was my first day back at work, and he said, "Oh, man, you're on vacation," because I wasn't at home helping out my wife with the baby. So I'm sure new dads or former dads that have raised children understand what it's like going back to work. You kind of get a reprieve from the heavy workload at home.
And this is your first, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, the first 6 weeks is hardest.
It is. It is.
And you've had a month now?
A month, yes, sir.
Okay.
And
Well-
he had a not to take too much time on it, but he had a witching hour, which was from really witching hours, 10 to 2, which is when they're most alert, which is an awful time at night to have. I think we've nipped that in the butt. So he slept a lot better the last 2 weeks, so which is really encouraging.
Well, congratulations,
Thank
and
you,
we
Coleman.
wish all of you well.
Thank you.
What kind of meeting did you have last night?
So we had an interesting one.
Have you passed your budget yet?
So that's what we started
All right,
last
okay,
night.
okay.
It passed on first reading, and a lot of questions normally in past years are asked during the meetings that lead up to it, and we're in the final 2 meetings before it gets to July, which is when the new budget starts. So it passed on first reading last night, which is good news because it looks like it will go into effect when it starts in July. That's your worst case scenarios where you have to take over last year's budget to next year because you haven't figured it out yet. I guess the biggest takeaway would be the cost of living raise for the city employees was proposed at 6%. That's what I believe our Dana Heyer, our finance director, said the Social Security Administration, that was their recommendation or what they've done. We actually increased it. Ray Justice brought it to the table and it got all yeses to raise it to 8. Now that's just on first reading. That's an 8% increase for cost of living, in addition to a 2% merit-based raise, which is just a one-time raise that normally comes in December. I haven't done that yet because I wasn't eligible for it last year, just being a new employee, but I believe that's how it works. So it still has to pass on second reading. But I guess the good news from that is there wasn't a lot of controversy with this budget or that budget, just because we've had workshops leading up to these last couple of meetings that have really helped answer all the questions for the commissioners.
Did this was unanimous?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
what, Five
5 votes.
5-0,
Yes, sir.
okay.
If
Well,
I'm not mistaken, it was all
and
yeas.
let me get this again. You're talking about not 6, but an 8%. Cost of living?
Yes, sir.
And plus, going to get 2%.
Merit base, which is just a one
really,
time.
that's a 10%.
Not exactly, because that's what Ray Justice was wanting to know last night. Our vice mayor. It was proposed 6 with a 2% merit base, which again is just one time in December, so it's really not an 8% raise. His suggestion, which got approved at least on first reading, was 8% base merit raise, 8% base cost of living raise, which is called COLA, and then the 2% on the end. So it's really 8 to your salary, and then a one-time 2% in December
Well,
if you meet your
Now, of course,
workload.
inflation being what it is, I can certainly understand the employees'
Right.
situation here and wanting and needing it. But that's, in my opinion, is still, I think, pretty generous of the city fathers.
No doubt. And especially when it comes from the lips of commissioners, which they want to add to what was suggested already, or at least proposed, brought to the table. I think we've seen other cities like Smyrna, they did one right when the gas went up, which was really generous of them. But I think it's standard among government to give a cost of living raise, but in uncertain times like this, I don't think any kind of raise. I think everyone should be thankful for anything you can get during this time. That's me speaking personally, and also, I mean, as a representative of the city of Mount Juliet, I think everybody's got to be grateful for that. And especially, Kenny Martin said it last night, the commissioners, even if it doesn't pass on second reading, thank you for your understanding and appreciation for who we have in the city of Mount Juliet. Because not only do we want to keep our employees, but as Scott Hefner said last night, he's going to bring up something on second reading to where if we're hiring a police officer out of state that has a ton of experience, they don't have to come in at the same base rate as maybe somebody with a little bit of experience. So we not only want to keep and retain who we cherish at the city of Mount Juliet, we want to be able to recruit the best and the brightest, because we think that's what our city deserves. So we're trying to step up our game there, and these are the actions to do so.
How much time was devoted to this? Was there a lot of discussion and kind of a long, drawn-out process, or did it just happen almost immediately?
Are you talking about specifically the cost of living, or just the whole budget?
The whole budget.
The whole budget. Oh man, I think right when you started to see gas really go up, I don't know if
Well, I mean last night.
last night.
How long was your discussion on the budget last night?
There's about 10 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So
it took time to kind of explain that.
yeah, but that's not very long. I mean,
no.
sometimes you could have a drag out all night, 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
right? It was just interesting because it was enlightening to a lot of people that maybe didn't know a budget or went through a first budget like myself. And to give you some numbers, the 6% increase for all of the employees at the city of Mount Juliet, which I think is around 214 employees. We're going to add more because we're adding people as a city, is around a little under $900,000 for the 6%. If you add 8%, that's about $368,000 more.
$1.2 million, something like that.
So $1.2 million when you add it all together. Your math's a lot better than mine. So, but that's something that Dana Heyer's been working on with each department head. For probably working on 3 months, and also commissioners too, just making sure, especially in those workshops that are public, just getting all those answers that they can. So when you get to meeting time, it's not prolonged where if nothing passed on first reading, we would be in a bad situation having to do the budget, sometime in July.
Well, I would imagine you got the bulk of the thing over. There might be a little tweaking and when you meet again, but most likely you're 90% there.
That's my understanding, and I'm sure that's what we hope, because we want to get it out of the way and get back to business.
Justin Beasley, Public Information Officer for the City of Mount Juliet, is my guest. We'll talk more after we go to this break here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's 7:16. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota Land Pride, quality tractor implements, including cutters, finish mowers, box blades, tillers, and more. 5-year gearbox warranty, extremely durable and well-built. 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We've watched traffic volume pick up in the last 15, 20 minutes coming in from Dixon County. It's still running a little bit slow out of Rutherford County on 24 westbound up by Sam Ridley. As a matter of fact, a few minutes ago, it was at a standstill out there in that section of Rutherford County. Foothills Mercantile Company, they create unique handmade gifts from the Smoky Mountains. Check out their paintings. They're beautiful. Log on to Facebook and type in Foothills Mercantile Company in Wares Valley. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
Contact Stephen Lowry Land Clearing for all your land clearing needs. Whether it's clearing trails for ATVs, reclaiming pasture, or clearing your land of brush and trees, Stephen Lowry can get the job done. He works closely with customers, adjusting to make changes as you want. Steve Lowry will give you quality work at a price that you could afford. He will also beat any written estimate. Call Stephen Lowry at 615-970-8154 for all your land clearing needs. That's Stephen Lowry Land Clearing, 615-970-8154.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. And a reminder, our program presented each Tuesday at this time by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital, and a blood drive today, Red Cross Blood Mobile at Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and each month on the second Tuesday. Okay, Justin Beasley is with us, the Mount Juliet City Commission, City Fathers Board of Commissioners, that's actually what it's proper reference, the Board of Commissioners, approved on first reading last night the budget for fiscal year 22-23. There'll be another reading, second reading, at your scheduled next meeting.
Yes, sir.
In 2 weeks from last night.
Yes, sir. And then I'll be here 2 weeks, the day after that, 2 weeks from now. So,
right. And most likely, is this raise the biggest biggest increase maybe in your budget? You're talking about $1 million here, give or take, and a little over probably if we go with what was voted on last night, if they do, which and I don't know how much your reserve is, how much is budgeted to come in, but I know sales tax revenues have been good in Mount Juliet and Lebanon and in Wilson County, and
I think they're up again this year in Mount Juliet. It's certainly, as far as a raise is concerned, probably one of the larger ones in the budget. But you also got to include, how much gas is costing. So, like our parks budget, they have to cut the roads and keep everything clean. Like you can't stop the show just because gas is expensive. I think they've almost doubled their budget, maybe from like 1,900 to 4,000 or something along that lines, if I'm not mistaken. So it's that's doubled. But we've done a pay study for our city employees in years past, and I think that passed just last year. So if you've worked for the city of Mount Juliet for more than 2 years, you've seen a bigger raise over that period of time than probably you ever will in the future. A lot of that is just to try to be competitive with other government entities, and then obviously this year's cost of living with how much inflation has hit our country and specifically our area.
Well, I did notice as I passed by on Saturday that there was some road closures going on. The finishing touches, it looks like, are being put on the road over the interstate. What is that, 171? Anyway, Mount Juliet
Road.
Yeah.
There was a lot. Last 2 weekends, TDOT has put out a press release saying, hey, they're going to work. And I think they've got done early where they've actually opened them up later on Saturday. So that's good news. I think we're still looking at sometime in the summer for that to be fully complete. And I'm talking every day with our Public Works Director, Andy Barlow, to make sure we're not only telling people when it's going to be done, but kind of hyping it up, because a lot of people are going to look forward to that. That's going to be a welcome sight in the city of Mount Juliet, because I know a lot of people, I don't want to go over the bridge to do this or that, whether if it's north or south. Hopefully you don't feel that stress anymore, because you're going to be able to just get to and from, and that's going to relieve a lot of stress in our city.
Yeah. Well, I know you've got something planned for July 4th, which you'll be here again in 2 weeks to talk about that, but you can mention it this morning.
Yeah, we'll have a fireworks show. I think we have free parking, and then we'll have food trucks set up at Mount Juliet League Park. That's starting at 5 o'clock. We're going to have a great fireworks show. I think it was supposed to be in Providence Central, but now we moved it to Mount Juliet League Park, and it's going to be a fantastic time. I might even bring my son and my wife to come and hang out. And we're also going to be trying to set up our July 16th event, which is our Mount Juliet Celebrate that I've talked about ad nauseum here. That's going to be from 4 to 9. Charlie Daniels Park, of course, Daryl Worley is our headliner with the Cedar Creek Band and Sherry Hefner. Hopefully
Cedar
the next
Creek
time.
Band.
Yes, sir.
Is Justice in the...
He is. He is. He's. I haven't seen him in person, but he's fantastic. Not only is he in it, they've been at work the past couple of weeks on the weekends.
I ran across something on Facebook yesterday, and it was them, and they were doing this thing. I believe it was the Eagles of Seven Bridges Road, or
that sounds like it.
They did a good job.
They did, and they're going to do a fantastic job at our thing as well. And I mean, they're a hit, and they're booked like every weekend from what I've seen the past couple of weekends. So I'm glad that they could fit us in here at the city of Mount Juliet.
Well, it's 50 years?
50 years
50
incorporated.
years you've officially been a city.
Yeah, and I think the actual date is December 12th, which we actually have a board meeting on that Monday. So I think we're going to have a cake and cut it and everything. So it's just gonna work out perfectly this year. It's a big old grand celebration, and that's been one of the biggest parts of my job, is just kind of promoting this event. I remember when I was interviewed, it's, hey, we're doing a 50th celebration. What are your ideas for this? And that's going to be a big undertaking. Honestly, it's been a lot of fun. I've been kind of out of the mix the last month with the planning and whatnot, but we got a lot of the groundwork done before I left. I like to at least think that I helped with that.
Well, 50 years is a milestone, and I think it deserves to be celebrated. And it does sound so far like you're really doing this up right.
Yeah, and the big thing here, too, is it's not just a one-off. We're hoping to celebrate 51, 52, 53 years. Maybe not to this extent, but we're hoping to use that momentum to have one big event. And it's not, an exclusive VIP party or doing this, that. It's really got the kids, grown-ups, the whole community involved, police, fire. I mean, anybody that used to live in Mount Juliet, anybody that's had a story in Mount Juliet is welcome to come. I don't know if we're going to be able to fit everyone that wants to come inside the park, but hey, hopefully you find a space from 4 to 9, and you're more than welcome to come to that. Hopefully, the next time we reconvene in 2 weeks, I have our Parks Director, Roger Rocky Lee, here with us. And not only can he elaborate a little more on that with me, but, maybe answer some parks questions that you have that I couldn't answer. I know the basis of what all is going on, but, maybe you can ask him, foresight and what his goals and dreams are, because he's passionate about his parks.
Well, I tell you, if you can just, I guess, have a picture of the center of Mount Juliet, or wherever that might be, 50 years ago and now, and look at the difference. And there's so much difference, it's almost unbelievable how much Mount Juliet has grown and changed.
It is, and we're thankful for it. I know it's changed a lot for people that have called it home often, but I think we're in a much better place than we were 50 years ago, as far as just the lifestyle, the cost of living, the fire and police and what you have around you. There's so many amenities that maybe other people take for granted or don't even have, that we're proud to have in Mount Juliet. And we really think that's what separates ourselves from other cities, especially being so close to Nashville. You have that lifestyle, and you also have, where you can raise a family in a wholesome community.
Yep. Anything else from last night's meeting that comes to your mind?
Police, they've got some new vests a couple of years ago from a grant that also dipped into the general fund a little bit, and they put out bids as far as who needed vests with steel plates. I think we're going to give those. I think we got it approved last night to give to the Wilson County Sheriff's Office, and that will give their SROs and their schools abilities to withstand a gun rifle. And as we've seen nationally, that's probably pretty useful in today's time. So instead of it hanging out in our closet, we're going to give it to Wilson County Sheriff's Office and make good on it. Hopefully they never have to use it, but if so, we know that it'll be better suited in somebody's hands that needs them. We've got better and updated vests, and it's the least we can do to help out someone else. So that's what we're doing there.
Well, you're talking about hiring some more people. Is that there a time frame there, or is it just it's in your budget? Do you have to wait till after July 1st?
Yeah, you just have to wait till after July 1st, and sometimes it's a rush on it, sometimes it's not. I know police likes to add every year just because of, again, our population. A couple other departments, as normal, they're going to add a couple people here and there just because we have more people. I do know the Department of Communication is a department of one right now. That's myself. And that's fine. I'm not saying I want to add anybody. I'm just saying I'm alone and I love it and I enjoy it, and I've got enough work on my own, so we'll keep rocking and rolling.
Do you have much? People used to complain quite a bit about traffic in Mount Juliet, and I'm sure there's still an awful lot of traffic. There's still a lot of people there, but is some of the problems been alleviated?
They're close to being alleviated for sure. Again, as I've told you before, we put so much money of our own money into getting things where it's ready when TDOT can come in and do their work. They don't have to. They see that we have a ton of skin in the game, and that was actually a point from Scott Hefner last night that we drive on these roads to and from to recreate, to work. We need to improve this, and that's been a big goal of his. So I think you're going to see a lot more money dedicated towards that and a lot more resources. I know that they've added in Public Works as far as somebody under Andy Barlow to kind of help alleviate all that stress and to add more resources to that. So I can promise you of all the things we have on our mind in Mount Juliet, infrastructure and roads is 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E. It is of the utmost importance. Well, we know we need to be better in that area, and we're working to do that.
And there's going to be another interchange at Central Pike, which is just, half a mile or so, maybe not even that far, from Mount Juliet Road and Interstate now.
Right.
Now, that's going to be a while, but it's definitely in the works, and all the new construction, all the configuration is going to take place there at that exit. That's something that hopefully you are planning for, and it won't be a total congestion problem, but but it could be if you don't do it right.
Right, and we're trusting that all the powers that be with TDOT and Andy Barlow, utmost confidence in him that it will be done right. That's going to connect to Adams Lane. It's going to be Providence Central over there. A lot happening over there, and it's far too complex for me to figure out.
But
But
a lot of people are going to be working in a general area there.
Oh yeah, you're going to add to it, and that's the thing too is you just got to realize people from other counties, Nashville, even people from Lebanon, Watertown, they're going to drive through there. So it's good that we're providing those jobs and we can provide that infrastructure because even if we're not driving on it, somebody else will. So we might as well make it, might as well improve our infrastructure like we're doing with the bridge here soon.
Glad you made it today. Glad that you can really celebrate Father's Day Sunday.
I can. How convenient of timing is that?
And that baby's 4 weeks old, 5?
I think a month today. Is it today the 14th?
Yes.
So technically a month. Yes, sir.
Oh.
So we're 2 more weeks, and hopefully we're
All right, May
down the home
14th.
stretch.
All right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, we appreciate your visit. We appreciate you, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks, Coleman. Good
All
luck
right.
to your Reds this week.
All right. Justin Beasley, Public Information Officer, City of Mount Juliet. Our program presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital, and that is part 1 of Coleman and Company. Keep it here for more FM 98.9.
And it's 7:29. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Bates Ford and the low price tire guarantee on all tires every day. Up to 30 days after the sale, there'll be any competitor's pricing on the tires they sell. 1673 West Main. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. THB just now opened it back up on 24 westbound at Sam Ridley out here in Rutherford County. But boy, is it slow now. Talk about wrong place, wrong time for that wreck to slow down and aggravate all this heavy traffic that's trying to get out of Rutherford County and head towards Nashville. Again, we're looking at a pretty good slowdown right now. Hopefully it'll ease up here in a few minutes on 24 westbound at Sam Ridley. I-40's picked up through Hermitage, all that traffic coming in from Mount Juliet. Gatlinburg Wine Cellar, home of the world famous cotton candy wine. Log on to GatlinburgWineCellar.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Welcome to Hearthside Senior Living, Lebanon's unique senior living community designed for seniors to age in place, all within a safe, comfortable, and Christian environment. Beautiful retirement homes designed for an independent lifestyle with maintenance-free living. Hearthside Senior Living also continues the excellent tradition of assisted living for those seniors who need additional services. Hearthside Senior Living, an independent retirement community and assisted living community, all on one campus in the heart of Lebanon. Call 615-443-1994 for a tour.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
Another dangerously hot day heading our way. High of 98 degrees today with a heat index around 105. Not much relief tonight either. It will only drop to the mid-70s. Wednesday and Thursday are looking just as hot. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm number 1 Ned.
Coleman and Company, welcome to part 2 here on a Tuesday morning. Sean Dozier is with us. He's Executive Director for Hearthside Senior Living. And good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
Let's see. Were you on special assignment last week?
2 weeks ago.
All right. Oh, yeah. You were okay. All right. Well,
my wife is down there again. She's on special assignment again.
All right. Well, we won't worry about ancient history here. Let's go forward this morning.
How are you doing? You seem like in a good mood. You were singing this morning. I've never heard you sing on air.
No, what do you want me to stop now?
I mean, you were singing.
Well, the idea occurred to me in the shower this morning. I'm not singing the good old. Some people hate hot weather. I love it, and I love the
You
summertime.
like this kind of weather?
Yes, it's a little hot, but I got out and worked in the garden late yesterday.
Well, our folks at Hearthside.
Work up a little sweat, you know.
Our folks at Hearthside, they don't like this weather. We don't get out much of this kind of weather. We stay in the cool.
I understand.
Cool.
I understand. I'm just a little different there.
I know, that's good. That's good. So, everything going good?
Yeah, can't complain.
Am I going to interview you, or are you going to interview me?
Let's talk about
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Let's talk about Hearthside.
Hearthside's going great. You know, we always talk about our location because I was talking to Robin Carr yesterday. He's one of our independent living residents. He was out there working in his yard, and I said, "We've got a nice place here, don't we?" And he said, "We really do. We got a great location, 215 North Castle Heights Avenue North, right there in the heart of the city. You know, we're close to everything. One of the great selling points of Hearthside, particularly for our independent living residents, is we're so close to everything. We've got the park, we've got the bowling alley, we've got the Senior Citizen Center, we've got the Jimmy Floyd Center. So we don't have to build all those things because they're all right. They're all right there, and a lot of our folks use those facilities a lot. So when folks are looking for independent living, they're looking for services, and we have Lebanon has great services right there in the heart of the city. And so that's why our independent living, as we like to say, has been sold out for a long time with a long waiting list, because people want to be right there in the heart of the city, close to their doctor's offices, close to the grocery store, close to City Hall, close to all those things that they need to get to. And I continue to have calls every day wanting to be on that waiting list, and those 2 and 3 bedroom homes. We like to say maintenance-free living, and we provide a great service down there, and they continue to be sold out.
And even feed them if they want to pay.
Yeah, for $5. You know, it used to be $3. Now it's $5. We had to go up. Inflation, Coleman.
Well, that's
inflation.
still a bargain.
Yeah, it's still a bargain, particularly for our food. It's fantastic. So for $5, they pull up, curbside service. They just pull up. We hand it through the window, and they go back home and eat it. But you know, those homes have a full size kitchen, and so a lot of them cook and do all sorts of things. But they love to use that curbside pickup.
Well, in your assisted living, you still have some.
We do have a few rooms available. If you're looking for assisted living, or if you're thinking about assisted living down the road, you know, our price is all encompass. We offer those bottom line pricing, and you get 3 meals a day. You get housekeeping, laundry, you get activities, you get your nurse on call. Everything's included in one price. We don't nickel and dime you. And from the very beginning, that has been the heart of Hearthside, is our assisted living. It's a ministry at heart, and we want to provide the best service for the best price. And one of our values is customer service, and we really do try to offer great customer service. We communicate with the families, communicate with the residents, and at the end of the day, it's all about compassion. You know, that's a big transition when you're moving from your home for all those years and making that step, and we try to acknowledge that and try to walk with people through that process, and I think people appreciate it.
Well, your experience there no doubt helps, and you have learned a lot in the time you've been there, and how to help people in that transition.
Yeah, I really have. You know, working in nursing homes for 10 years before I came to Hearthside really helped me with that, and I tell people all the time, it really is a big step, and I understand that, and so we're here to help you to walk through that.
All right, I guess it's time for a Hearthside hello.
Rusty Richardson, you know Rusty, of course, but Rusty at the Symphony on the lawn Saturday night, beautiful night. It was incredible. The symphony was incredible. The campus looked incredible. But Rusty Richardson, he called me after I got off the radio last week and said, "Hey, would Hearthside like a tent for our residents?" And so he set up a nice tent, and our residents sat under the tent, and we got to listen to the music, and I really appreciated that. And he said,
Your residents at Hearthside got to go to the symphony?
Yeah, our independent living residents did. And so next year, I told them, I told some people I want to bring some more folks, because the tent was much larger than I thought it was going to be. Yeah. So he set that up for us, and I really do appreciate Rusty doing that. He's a great guy, and I know you talk to him every month. But Rusty Richardson is my Hearthside hello, and then his boss, Dr. Stum, you know, he listens to your show, so I have to say hello to Dr. Stum too. But Rusty, thank you for doing that, and I appreciate you calling me, and it was a great night. It was a beautiful night, and I appreciate him doing that for us.
All right, and we appreciate you being here each Tuesday.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you next week. Sean Dozier, Executive Director, Hearthside Senior Living, Retirement Assisted Living Community at 215 Castle Heights Avenue North. We're 22 before the hour. Scott Benson, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Director of Schools, Scott Benson. for the last time as director of schools to be here on Coleman and Company, unless something major happens between now and the end of the month.
How about that? Yep. Sure
Well,
is.
it is good to see you today.
Great to be here this morning.
You look a little relaxed this morning.
You know, I feel a little more relaxed than normal. That typically does happen in the summertime some, though. But, yeah, to your point, I'm probably a little more relaxed than even normal this time of year.
June 30th, your last day?
June
officially?
30th, and I will be there June 30th. I'm going to work right up to that last day, so yes.
You've already used up all your vacation and sick time?
Haven't used them all, but they're going to pay me for a few on my way out the door.
Did you have a meeting last night?
We did not. We did not. If you'll recall, Coleman, in the summertime, we typically move our meetings to the end of the month, and so we do have a meeting coming up on June 28th, and we're planning for that board meeting right now.
Well, you got anything you're going to tell us about what's going to happen July 1st?
I'm going to be on a special assignment, Coleman. You know that. I'm going to take a few weeks and be on special assignment there to unwind a little bit more.
Have you got something already honestly lined up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
You know what you're going to do, when you're going to do it.
I probably don't know everything that I'm going to do. It's probably going to take me a while to figure it out, to be quite honest with you. But I do know that I have a couple of companies that I've had a relationship with for years, and I'm going to work with them in a extremely flexible part-time capacity, and still remain in the educational world there. So, no, I'm going to do that, and I've had two or three other opportunities as possibilities that I'm just thinking through right now. It's probably going to take me a while to figure it out.
Well,
and that's okay.
Come July, you're going to really relax for a while.
I hope so. Yes, I do plan to go for a few weeks and
to the beach.
Absolutely, special assignment, as we say. But yeah, I plan to do that, and then by the time school starts, I guess August, I'll start thinking about the opportunities that we just spoke of.
Yeah. Well, as of course school is out now. And I guess you got your usual summer things going, which we can talk about a little if you want to in a minute. But it's a downtime to some extent. But in your case, you're not doing a lot of planning for the next school year, so this is not. You're probably more relaxed at the office right now than you've been for a while.
That's an excellent point. And although that is going on in the office, and with our wonderful staff there in the office that will still be around on August 1st, and Mr. Hutto's involved in that planning moving forward. But summer, we're always closing out the school year and then planning for the next. And although we are out of school, Coleman, one of the things I wanted to mention this morning was we are having summer camp this summer, and we have approximately 430 students enrolled this summer. So people are seeing buses, Lebanon Special buses still rolling. I think we have 12 buses rolling this summer. And that's a grant through the state, actually required by the state since COVID, where school districts have summer camp, and we have small groups and more hands-on learning, lower student-teacher ratios, and really targeted learning opportunities for students. So that's going on the entire month of June, Monday through Thursday. So that's a pretty big deal. Matter of fact, I had somebody say to me yesterday that they'll sort of be glad when summer camp is over so they can do their regular job during the summer and not have to worry about summer camp things going on. And I told her that I'd appreciated her taking care of those things for me during the month of June.
But this is an opportunity to maybe catch up on something you missed out on. It's got to be good, even though it does take 4 weeks, I suppose, out of the summer vacation.
It does. And I think we have about 58 teachers employed this summer, our teachers that we asked and that chose to teach in summer school, summer camp, so to speak. But yeah, that's the purpose behind it, Coleman, for the state, and school districts all across the state are doing this as a catch-up mode, still, again, from COVID. And everybody has heard about the learning loss and that sort of thing. So again, it's targeted learning for specific students, and just a good opportunity. But we're really careful to use the summer camp phrasing, and we want it to be not just like school, and hands-on and a fun time for the students in the summer.
Well, does this go K through 8?
It does.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
So everybody's really included here.
Everybody's included, yeah. And, those school systems that have a high school, they're doing summer camp for high school as well.
Well, I know you're not too greatly concerned about this, but I am wondering what the numbers look like for next fall. You've got an increase?
Yeah, we do have an increase. We take our numbers every spring right at the end of school, and we bump those numbers up, and then try to forecast and bump up those numbers just a little bit, pad those numbers, so to speak. So I'll tell you this. We've already hired these teachers, but we authorized 12 additional teaching positions across our district right as school was ending. So 12 new teaching positions that we did not have this past school year that we're going to have next school year. We have never done that before with 12 positions. You probably won't recall this, but this past school year, we started the school year with an additional about 4 in the budget, and then after school started, we had to add 5 a week or 2 into the school year. And
this is all because of growth.
This is because of growth. This is absolutely because of growth.
Yeah.
So, I noticed it on the drive here. I haven't been out this side of town in a few weeks, and continuing to see the growth taking place. So. So we're going to continue to grow. We need additional teaching positions, and then, of course, we always do this in the budget as well. We try to include 3, 4, or 5 additional teaching positions in case we need them, and we're doing that this time as well. So, speaking of the budget, that's a big deal going on right now, and at our June board meeting on the 28th, we'll have budget amendments. We always do that in June, cleaning up the previous school year and the budget. But we're working really hard towards maybe completing our next year's budget a little earlier than normal, just with the circumstances of me leaving and et cetera. So we're hopeful that we're going to, by June 28th, be able to present a budget for next school year as well. So.
Okay, good place for us to take a break.
All right.
Scott Benson, Director of Schools for the Lebanon Special School District, is with us, and more in a moment on Coleman & Company FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. 7:46 now. This update brought to you by Absolute Kubota Land Pride Quality Tractor Implements, including cutters, finish mowers, box blades, tillers, and more. 5-year gearbox warranty. Extremely durable and well-built. 1506 West Main. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Still some traffic on 24 westbound, trying to get up past Sam Ridley, all that traffic coming in from Rutherford County. I know we had a crash out there earlier. Just hang in there with it. It's trying to ease up a bit there on 24, but it's still heavy coming in from Rutherford County. Lots of radar on I-40 through Mount Juliet. Princess Hot Chicken is now hiring. Log on today. See that menu at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
The refreshing cool after coming in from a hot summer day. The perfect temperature to kick off your shoes and relax with a good book. When the weather heats up, a new Rheem AC system will surround your family in total comfort. Are you feeling it? Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
At Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital, world-class care is a heartbeat away. In fact, we offer the same world-class attention Middle Tennessee has come to rely on from a Vanderbilt Health hospital. Supported by over 200 specialties, an expanded emergency department staffed with Vanderbilt Health physicians 24/7, and greater investments in life-saving technologies and care. It's just one more way we're making healthcare personal.
Coleman & Company, thanks for joining us. Scott Benson is with us this morning. This is the last time you're here as Director of Schools, and I was wondering, I know you're not one to do a lot of bragging on yourself, but you've seen quite a bit of change. And how long have you actually been the director of schools there?
Yeah, a little over 10 years. January 1 of 2012.
What are some of the things that you, if you don't mind us going here, that you feel really good about, that you have accomplished or helped accomplish, and I think anybody that would be at a place for 10 years would hope that when they leave, they can say, we've improved here and here and here, and I'm leaving it in a better situation than when I came in.
Yeah, that's a great point. And that's always the goal, I guess, wherever you are. And I think we've done that. When I say we, it surely has not been just me. We have a wonderful team, Lebanon Special School District, of both administrators and support staff and teachers. And, it's been good. We've had a good run. And I think, educationally speaking, pre-COVID, the long run of achievement and growth for our students and teachers, and what we've accomplished there. Had a little dip with COVID, but hey, test scores are embargoed right now, so we can't really talk about that. But when that comes out here pretty soon, going to be really proud of the way we've recovered since COVID, and hopefully we're coming out of COVID. But our district has continued to grow, as we mentioned earlier, and so I think being able to stay just a little ahead of the growth and plan the teaching positions that we've talked about, planning the schools and the renovations and additions to our buildings and new schools. We've opened.
Haven't you done 2 new schools?
We've opened Winfrey Bright. I came in as we were in the construction phase of that, and then obviously we opened Jones Brummett this past year. So I think staying ahead of the curve there, which, by the way, is going to be much harder to do moving forward with the pace of growth right now. But staying ahead of that, technology, we were ahead of the curve in our district with technology, and I think every district, as a result of the pandemic, really increased their capacity for technology. But we started that in 2014. We were one of the very first school districts, especially in Middle Tennessee, to start that journey of being one-to-one. So, the biggest thing probably, Coleman, that I'm taking away is the relationships that we have in our district, and the strong culture that we have in our district, and the family atmosphere and the relationship that we not only have within our district, but the relationship that we have in our community. And so those are probably the big things that I'm walking away with.
I want to throw something else out here, and don't get mad now.
It'd take a whole lot to make me mad, Coleman.
You have worked in both systems, and you've had some responsible positions in both, and of course you're at the top in the special schools district as director. But you know pretty much the ins and outs of both systems. And there are people. Somebody asked me just the other day, why do we have 2 school systems here, and why don't we consolidate? Now, you would be one who have seen it from both sides. Do we need to keep the Lebanon Special School District?
Well, absolutely. I started to say, do we need to keep Wilson County Schools? I don't know why you said it that way. The answer to that would be yes, too.
Which one is bigger.
Yeah, the answer to that would be yes, too. But, yeah, absolutely. And it's not unique. Especially across the country. In Tennessee, specifically with Tennessee, there are, we belong to AIMS, which is the Association of Independent and Municipal Schools. So there are 40 members, school districts within AIMS. So those are the city and special school districts in the state of Tennessee. And there's a place for all of us. And, I wasn't around in 1901 when the special school district was created here. But you mentioned consolidation, and that comes up every now and then in the talk of that.
I think we even had a referendum on it a time or two.
Yeah, and it comes up. But I'll tell you this, and there's been many studies with this, and that's one of the things I'm leaving behind in my file cabinet for Mr. Hutto. But Chuck Cagle, who would be the foremost educational attorney in the state of Tennessee. And I've heard him say many times that in every situation in the state of Tennessee, when school systems consolidated, and you can go back and look at Chattanooga and Knoxville and some other places where that happened, not only did it not save money within the community, but a year or two after, the community had to raise taxes in order to keep pace. And so that would be a myth if people out there think that it would save money by dissolving.
Theoretically,
Yeah.
you think on paper it would, because there's some positions that you could eliminate, and you would be paying one director of schools who gets the bigger money, so on. But it seems that every time that happens, an entity gets larger by consolidation, and whereas you've got a lot more people that have to come in and have responsible positions, and you wind up spending more money.
Absolutely, and on down that line. Another line that often gets forgotten, when it comes to building new schools and debt. And so let me just talk about revenue just briefly. So local revenue, Wilson County revenue that goes into the educational fund, which we receive about, in the special school district, we receive about 15.9% of the educational funds in Wilson County, but we educate 15.9% of the students in Wilson County. And so residents in Mount Juliet, Lebanon, and Watertown all contribute to that. I contribute to that. I live in the special school district, but in the special school district, we have an additional Lebanon Special School District tax. Now, it's minimal to the homeowners, but in the special school district, we carry our own debt and we pay for our own schools, and that's mainly how we do that. It's through the special school district tax. In Wilson County, the Wilson County government will pay the burden of building new schools, et cetera.
Right.
That's not on the school system, so to speak. So that has a whole lot to do with the consolidation argument and why the community would not save money in a situation like that. We could talk about this for a couple hours, probably, if you wanted to, Coleman. But
I want to what, as you look, you're not going to probably be in education for the next 10 years, but the next 5, next 10 years, what do you expect? Are we still going to have a lot of controversies? We've had it made here, I think, compared to some places, but still there's a lot of concern about where education is headed, and are we doing things right, and what's your opinion of the future?
Yeah, so you mentioned we've been pretty fortunate here, and a moment ago you mentioned that I've been in Wilson County Schools and Lebanon Special, and we are fortunate here, Coleman. And Sean mentioned Cumberland University earlier, and the Wilson County Schools and Lebanon Special School District, high-performing school districts that are run well and efficiently. And so we've been fortunate here in our community, and that will continue. I firmly believe that. But to your point, the world that we live in, not just education, but so many things are becoming more challenging. And I think, yes, that will continue in education. Actually, I made the point in the office this morning. Somebody brought up COVID, and there's a little bit of a spike going on right now. And I made the statement, I hope y'all don't have to deal with that in August. They sort of gave me the look. But that could continue to be a challenge, possibly. But I think just society in general and how we have changed and how divided we are in our society now, political and otherwise. And that makes it tough on.
One thing we haven't, and I hate to even mention this, it just is so personally devastating, and it hurts us all when we hear of schools, somebody going into a school with a gun and start shooting. Fortunately, we've been very blessed and protected, it seems, here. But that's got to be a concern.
It always is. You mentioning that, I could tear up right here at the radio station, and that is just devastating that those type things are happening in our country, and so that's always in the mind of educators. I can tell you this: it's always been on the mind of this school superintendent, and again, here in Wilson County, we've been fortunate. We were in the forefront in our county with having SROs in all of our schools, and we've got wonderful SROs, and we're thankful to Wilson County government and the Sheriff's Department. And again, I always reference the people that we have in our district, and we're fortunate to have the people that serve as SROs in our school district, and that's a big part of our safety within our schools. But as required, we have safety plans and drills, and we practice, and every single day we have to be diligent in keeping our students safe. And unfortunately, that is no longer the number one, or education is no longer the number one goal every single day. We have to keep everybody safe.
Yeah.
That's number one every day. So I know that is a priority for, it has been here as well as other school districts, and that will continue because the threat exists.
Yeah. Scott, it's been so nice to have you out here, and the more you've come, the more we've got together, really bonded and become even greater friends. And
Absolutely.
I hate to lose you.
Absolutely. Well, relationships, as I said, is going to be the number one thing that I will miss moving on to the next chapter. But obviously, you're a part of that, Coleman. I've thoroughly enjoyed being on the show once a month for over 10 years now. And I will still be a listener to the show, and wish you guys the best. But it's been very good. I've been blessed, and I'm thankful for the opportunities that I've had.
Well, we're going to be wondering about you, but we'll be following you and keeping up. And maybe the opportunity will present itself where there'll be a good reason to have you come out here and we
Absolutely.
can chat again sometime.
You've got my number.
Yeah, right. And, of course, we always talked a little sports, and we both are Titans fans, and a few others that we've got in common. I did notice, I believe we've got 4 out of the SEC. Half the College World Series is going to be from the SEC.
Yep, and probably the best team's not there. And I was really paying a lot of attention to the Vols down the stretch. They had a good run. Probably didn't hurt your feelings too much when they got beat.
Well, I have mixed feelings about that. Some of my best friends are UT fans.
Yep, there you go. I was pulling hard for them.
Scott, thank you so much.
Thank you, Coleman.
That's it for Tuesday. Join us tomorrow for Coleman and Company. Till then, I wish you a terrific day.